Morning. Good cold morning out here from Trona. Just leaving. Got a lot of stuff to see today, so getting a pretty early start. It's about 8 a.m., which is early AF by my standards, but did go to bed pretty early. Wasn't too cold last night, actually. It was down in the 40s, I believe. But, ooh, boy, getting out of that sleeping bag in the morning, it's sure tough. God damn, is it cold. My teeth just stopped chattering. Anyway, let's get to it. The distances here are just insane. Check this out. This is the road we're gonna take. I don't even know where it leads. Way up north still a bit. We gotta go around these mountains. Quite a view. Just passed by another little ghost town, old mining town called Ballarat. A lot of silver and gold discovered in these mountains. Only reason people back then, before the age of air conditioning, would have braved this location. But looks like it's about 3 miles off the road. I got a long list of stuff today, so we're not gonna be able to check that one out this time, but pretty cool to think that about 120 years ago, people were out here in this sweltering heat digging for silver and gold just a few miles from where I'm at. I mean, what an inhospitable place we're at. This just could not be more middle of nowhere. I've passed one car in the last like 40 minutes. I have no reception, no internet. I mean, God, just middle of effing nowhere. Made it into the mountains. Almost to our first stop. Made it to our first stop here in Death Valley proper. Made it into the actual park itself. First thing on the list, something called Mosaic Canyon. It's supposed to be very scenic. Lots of unusual rock formations and colors and stuff. Had to take about a 2.5 mile dirt road from the main road. Which does beat up on your car a little bit, but seemed passable for just about any vehicle. So yeah, let's check it out. Starting to get scenic. Got these cool kind of crooked rock formations. Saw some cars in the parking lot, but as of now, it is just me. Getting narrower. Hey, rocks are cool. Worn smooth by, I don't know, wind, water? What do you think? Yeah, now we're talking. Oh, this is cool. Oh man, wow. Walls are getting pretty tall. Okay, some of these parts don't really have a real clear path. Just gotta kind of figure one out. And we have hiked our way out of the narrows, kind of into this more broad, open section of the trail. These giant rock walls, really something. Look at that. That's got to be 200-300 feet. That crazy angle. Very beautiful. You can just imagine the wave of water coming through here. Flash flood. I mean, that's got to be what caused all these smooth rocks, right? Look at that. Definitely not the place you'd want to be with any rain in the area. Luckily, they don't get too much of that here. Just beautiful. Awe-inspiring. What if you can camp in here? That'd be pretty cool. Pitch a tent. Call tonight. Hope you don't get crushed by a falling rock. Alright, heading back now. Stop number 1. Mosaic Canyon. Pretty cool little hike. About 1.5 miles each way. I think I went most of the way, probably not quite to the very end, but try and make good time here. So let's head to the next one. We got a lot to see. And back to the parking lot. Pretty crowded. Most cars I've seen here yet. Right, we made it to our second location. More importantly, we've made it to our first Star Wars filming location, which is a large part of what prompted this trip. Where we're at right now is called the Mesquite Dunes, and this is where they filmed in the not very beginning, but in the first half hour or so of New Hope. We see R2-D2 and C-3PO land on a desert planet. Ends up being Tatooine. A lot of that was filmed in Tunisia, but they did get some footage, some extra pickup shots right here in Death Valley at the Mesquite Sand Dunes. In fact, that last shot when R2-D2 and C-3PO part ways, you see R2-D2 heading off the dunes towards these distant mountains. And those are the mountains right there that he is heading towards. So we're basically on Tatooine right now. And that is no exaggeration. I'm such a nerd. I just explained in depth to some random woman and her child what scene from Star Wars was filmed here. They were casual fans, so got a laugh out of it, but I'm sure most people don't come here for that. But it is quite beautiful, even outside of its sci-fi and nostalgic connections. Star Wars was such a huge part of my childhood. It's one of my earliest memories. Always wanted to come out and see some of these places. Ugh. Just got all manner of sand in my shoes and socks. Worth it. Worth it. And now we're pulling into the visitor center. Figured this might be worth a stop. Let's check it out. Here in the front, where they proudly display their record-setting temperatures. Oh, this is cool. Got this little interactive display. See where some of the features are and their locations on the map here. Artist's Drive, we're going to be checking that out in a bit. Right there. Golden Canyon, that's going to be another stop. See what else they got. This little display here kind of shows you how some of those mountains get those crazy diagonal lines going. What do we got here? Ooh. Whoa. There were camels here? A lot of mining went on in these hills. Borax was a big find here. And trains of the stuff. Oh, look at these cool old instruments. Homemade. That's pretty inventive. Made out of a kerosene can. Oh, and here they got like a massive version of that interactive display we were playing with earlier. Okay, check out some of the sights on here. Push the button, the little light blinks on. Risky Point, that's another one we're gonna check out right over there. And I found our next stop, Golden Canyon, right there, flashing one. Pretty nice little museum in there. So that's definitely worth a stop if you're passing through here. It is kind of right on the path anyway, so. Definitely a lot of memorable things to see, including the most expensive gas I've ever seen. Good God, $7.50 for diesel. Alright, made it to Golden Canyon. I'm pretty excited about this one. This little parking lot looks to be quite full. Let's see if we can find one. And we made it to our next stop. And we're at a little trail called Golden Canyon, and this is another very infamous Star Wars filming location from New Hope, the original. This is the Jawa Canyon. This is where R2-D2 is rolling through, and the Jawas happen upon him. And it does not end too favorably for our little droid. Now there are some really recognizable spots from the film. I'm going to show them to you right now. Whoa, this is crazy. There used to be a road here. There's like a tiny bit of it left, but clearly cars haven't passed through here in many a year. Look at that though. Straight up road. Here is one of the little creepers where we see the Jawas hiding in this little crevasse here. This is where you see their perspective peering down on R2-D2 as he passes by. This is also the little canyon where we first see a Jawa peering around the corner at R2-D2, right as he's approaching from down there. Man, what a cool little canyon to hike. This one really requires no stretch of the imagination to picture the scene in the movie. It's exactly how it looked in 1977. You can almost see the little Jawas hiding. Here's another little creeper canyon where we see, this time from R2-D2's perspective, a Jawa hiding up there as he passes by. This one looks to have sunk a bit in the last 40 some odd years. But that is definitely the rock where you see the little glowing red Jawa eyes underneath. It's definitely closed a little bit, gotten lower to the ground, but that is it. This is without a doubt the most crowded place I've seen in the entire park of Death Valley so far. Not to say it's particularly crowded, but the parking lot was quite full. Makes you wonder, has everybody come here just for the, the beauty, the cool rocks, the nice little trail? Or are they Star Wars nerds like I am, and they're picturing Jawas hiding in these canyons? Oh, this is cool. We're on Tatooine. We're on Tatooine. This is like a 10-minute walk, if that, from the parking lot, too. They were pretty lazy, these filmmakers. They didn't even go too far into the canyon. Very cool hike. Always wanted to see the Jawa Canyon. I was never too sure exactly how much of it was filmed in California versus Tunisia, but we'll find out. Definitely a good bit of it here, including one of these most iconic scenes ever. So happy to see it. Anyway, we are just a bit below sea level right now and about to head even lower. Let's get there. And we have made it to Badwater Basin, the lowest point officially in North America. It's designated by that sign way up there. Shows where sea level would be. As you can see, we are well below it. 282 feet to be exact. Here's a pretty choice quote on the oppressive heat here. It says, "It was so hot that swallows in full flight fell to the earth dead, and when I went out to read the thermometer with a wet Turkish towel on my head, it was dry before I returned." Jesus. Just another 134-degree day in Death Valley. No big deal. Awfully salty. I always wondered where it got the name Badwater from. Sure enough, there is a little pool of water down here that apparently surveyors couldn't get their donkeys to drink from, hence the name. I do see a good bit of people walking on the trail out here, so apparently the thing to do is walk out into the desert. You would certainly die without various beverages nearby, but not too bad today. It's a little warm in the sun, but not bad. It's January. You gotta do. Certainly not cold. It wasn't even that cold last night. Ground is just pure salt. Almost looks like dirty snow. That's fine. I've looked at this area on Google Maps, like the satellite image, so many times, and you can, very clearly see the mountains surrounding and this big white strip that I'm walking on out here. It's kind of bizarre that so many people walk out here just kind of to say they've done it, but here we are. Kind of enjoyable, actually. Kind of cool. Where else do you get to walk on salt 282 feet below sea level? That's insane. I don't know why. I kind of want to taste some of it. I think I'm gonna find some that hasn't been stepped on. Salt. Cool. Yeah, it's definitely quite salty. Alright, I think I've made it about as far as I want to get. I kind of had a goal in mind to walk past all the other people out there till I was the furthest one, but phew, there's some people way out there, so And that sun is getting a little warm actually, so let's head back. Entirely sure why, but somehow going barefoot just kind of seemed like the right thing to do. Where else can you come in contact directly with the lowest point in North America. And give your feet a nice little salt bath while they're at it. Man, look at this. I already like shook these off and like clunked them into each other. Jeez, this stuff really cakes on. I wonder what my feet are gonna look like at the end. An unusual feeling with your bare feet on this material here. It's a bit like sand, but still noticeably different. It's not sand. This part's a bit softer now. Kind of feels like walking on, I don't know, powdered sugar or something. Flour. Quite strange. It's actually not too bad. Alright, still got a few more real good viewpoints and other epic spots here to check out in Death Valley. Show will continue, but that is going to about wrap it up for this particular episode. I want to keep them somewhat bite-sized, so they're not too intimidating. If you enjoyed this, please give it a like. If you would, maybe even subscribe. Get yourself a notification for my next video, which is going to be coming out very shortly after this. Thank you for watching.